Hello guys, it's your King Life. It's about time EX Turk, and I've been going through some things for a while, so now I'm gonna return and get back on schedule and make more, theory videos, with everything that's been, going on for the whole week. I think I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and make more videos and do what I need to do just to keep this channel to survive, and everyone gets distracted. I mean, this world's full of distractions, so I'm back on to making more stuff. So, I'm going to actually try to open up a new fan theory on this one. How many countries were actually legitly taken over and lost to the Nifelhime Empire? Now, if you have not watched Kingsglaive, this is a spoiler. I'm going to say spoiler right here, because this is mainly for Kingsglaive stuff. This is mainly for the Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 movie. That's why I have the soundtrack in the background. So, we already know that Titus Dronitus lost his country a long time ago. And this is probably the same type of town that Nyx was from, and all the Kingsglaive were from. Of course, King Regis would have given him a better life than Idolus, but that's another subject, another time. But the point I'm trying to say is that, Titus Dronitus was one of the country where he lived, Gallia. I think it's Gallia. No, Gallia is in Salmia, but this is the town that Nyx, Titus, and Libertus, and I think Crow Atlas grew up in. Were the ones that were taken over, or the towns that got taken over for sure by the Nifelhime Empire. Of course, everyone likes to blame Insomnia. So we know that though that place is taken over, that's how General Glocka, that's how Titus Dronitus evolved into General Glocka, the main villain of the Kingsglaive movie. So we already know that's there, but if you really look at the scale, the Nifelhime Empire has been taking over countries for a long time. And Kingsglaive, Insomnia had some territories. Insomnia had some territories that the Nifelhime Empire wanted. Hence why the peace treaty was to take place. Of course, this was an artist's design, because if Idolus would have spearheaded this one, he would have killed King Regis and Insomnia and take the crystal. But because he had Arden, and because Idolus had Arden on his side, and Arden is a charming diplomat. Pretty much, yeah, sure, Arden is evil and messed up, but he was smart about it, Staged a peace treaty to take over Insomnia, but that's not the point. The point is, that's the last territories they need in Kingsglaive. So we can say that they've been taking over territories. Hence why in Lestalem, no offense, not to cause any offense or offend people, but that's why Jared died. Is because they were in Lestalem, and Lestalem is a territory of the Nifelhime Empire. Now, with all of that stuff out of the way, pretty much they conquer pretty much all of anything that you don't see on the bridge of Insomnia. Pretty much is a taken territory. Like, after you get Insomnia and you see that there's no Insomnia bridge like in the game, the rest of Eos is actually taken over by the Nifelhime Empire. So that's a lot of territories. Now, the ones that are confirmed that had the bigger losses were the ones that Titus Dronitus, aka General Glocka, came from. Nyx Ulrich, same place where Nyx Ulrich came from. I forgot the town is. And then Tenebrae, which is the reason why Ravis joined the Nifelhime Empire, is because the Nifelhime Empire killed Ravis's mother and took over his kingdom right under him. Because technically, if Queen Silver dies, technically the man actually holds up the royal hierarchy, especially since Ravis was born first. Since Ravis was born first, then Lunafreya, technically, if the Nifelhime Empire had not taken over that territory, Ravis would have been the king. Ravis Noxville Ray would have been the king of Tenebrae. So, pretty much Tenebrae has taken a big hit as well. Because not only the queen got killed by the same empire who took over Tenebrae, but Tenebrae has to fall under the rules of the Nifelhime Empire, and especially the fact that it's close to the Nifelhime Empire, which, no offense, was a bad place to even take Noctis, considering it's right and close to their territory. Like, all you need to do is take a train to the desert place, which is not very far from Tenebrae if you really look at it. Same thing with Glacia, which we'll see on episode Prompto, a more detailed map. So those two places, the last place that, well, it didn't get really taken over, but it got destroyed by the Nifelhime Empire, was in Samia, which, they couldn't take over the city anymore, man. For some reason, they decided not to take over the city because Idolus wanted the crystal, but I'm pretty sure if Arden was able to make the distinction and make the distinction, stuff like that, I'm pretty sure it made all the decisions. I'm pretty sure Arden would have took Insomnia and recreated as the second Nifelheim Empire. Because Insomnia had nicer cities in the Nifelheim territory. Considering Idolus' conversation with King Regis and Kingslave, our city's pale in comparison to yours. Because the Nifelheim city is not as nice as Insomnia's city. So I'm surprised they didn't just take over that territory and build over it. But I guess maybe Arden purposely told Idolus. He probably purposely told Idolus that there's nothing else in this town. That way Arden could come back later and sit on the throne, which he did, which is also why my fan theory still stands of why he killed Idolus, because Idolus figured out Arden was lying, that this was only to fulfill Arden's plan and not his. And Idolus, wants to keep his power. He's like, the fuck you mean? We didn't take over Insomnia. You're trying to take over Insomnia and take everything away from me. No, no, that's punishable by death. But you get the point, is Idolus figured out his plan later on in chapter 13 and during the 10 years. And that's why Idolus probably challenged Arden. But, that's why Arden told Idolus that there's nothing else in Insomnia. That way, Arden could sit on the throne. Because remember, Arden believes he's the king. He believes he's the true Lucius king. That he should be the chosen one all this time. Because remember, Arden lost his chosen one abilities because all of the evil that the Astral sensed into him. And even before the Star Scourge, he had some pretty messed up mentality, thinking everything should be his. But nonetheless, Insomnia was actually a destroyed territory. It was never taken over officially, unless you want to count Arden taking it over during chapter 14, which I guess so, but it took a big hit, but it was never officially stated as taken over. So we know Tenebrae's taken over. I think it's Galea. I can't remember what town Nyx and Titus Durantis is from, but that place too. Then the rest of Eos. The rest of Eos is taken over. So once you get out of Crown City and there's no bridge there and you're stuck in Hammerhead, everything from Hammerhead to Lestalem to, I'm trying to think, to, except Cayenne. Cayenne was actually a neutral place. Neither the Lucius Kylian family had any control of it, or the neither the Lucius Kylians had any control of that, or the Nifelheim Empire. So Cayenne was the only territory that's not taken by any of them, and that's the only safe place Eris was able to go. But everything else from Hammerhead to Lestalem to every other place in there, Duce is owned by the Nifelheim Empire. So that's pretty much a short analysis of how many territories the Nifelheim Empire owns. So may the crystal be with you, and have a nice day. I'm back to making more Final Fantasy content for you guys.